Hey guys, Freack here, and if you're questioning why I haven't been posting in months and where the heck have I been, well, um, for those of you that don't know, I live in Puerto Rico, so if you have heard the news, Puerto Rico is going through a very tough time, to say the least. After one of the worst hurricanes in its history, Hurricane Maria, power, water, communications, almost everything was gone in less than just a few hours. The only things working were the radios, and there was only one radio station that was working, and it was very, very bad. And I really can't put it into words. Everything that happened in those few hours. When you are going through something like this, a hurricane, well, you have options normally. If you were to live in the United States and the coastlines, you have the opportunity that you can go to other states and protect yourself from the storm. But the problem here in Puerto Rico is that the only way to get off the island is by plane or by boat. And when the storm is coming to Puerto Rico, normally the planes have to be grounded. They can't leave the island. And the boats, because of the sea and how the waves are, they can't leave. Or if they're outside coming to Puerto Rico, they can't come in. And you're going to be saying, like, but really, you live in Puerto Rico? Then why do you have power? The power came Saturday, as in almost 2 days ago. It has been almost 60 days without power. We've had power, but it was by plant. It wasn't by, like, saying that, oh, we have electric service. We don't have to take a plant outside, put a chain around it, put a muffler so the smoke doesn't come into the house, turn it on, connect it to the house, then leave it there for a few hours so at least the fridge can freeze or work, and then move on. And maybe you've all heard different stories or different things about the storm, and you've probably heard news, heard everything, but seeing it there and living it is two very different things. I know I'm saying a lot of but the thing is, I can't go on with this channel without telling you guys my experience of all this. And I know it sounds serious and it sounds so sad, but it has to be serious. Because right now, I have a miracle in my house that I have power, I have water, I'm alive, I still have a house to live on, to live in. I have a roof over my head. But there are a lot of people that don't have that. People have lost their homes. Some people even died. And even though it was less than what other hurricanes have done all around the world, life is life. And even if it could be one life, it is still a lot. That is still bad. Because we're talking about one person, but we have a family behind it. We have many other things. And I don't want to talk about this situation in a bad way. because in a good way, for the first time in many years, after a lot of friends left the island, um, or a lot of friends just moved with their lives, I finally met my neighbors. So you can say that the storm wasn't all bad. You, with this storm, you finally knew your neighbors. You were more like watching each other's backs, and we still are. But the whole situation with the storm is that there are still people that are very affected. Still, where I live right now, there are still a lot of places that don't have power. A lot of places were completely destroyed. Vega Baja, one part of Vega Baja was completely disappeared. It's no longer there. The beaches in Puerto Rico are not how they were before. A lot of places disappeared. Ponce was affected very much. And other places all around. When you go outside and you see the buildings, everything, it doesn't even look like a hurricane. It looked like a stinking earthquake hit Puerto Rico, and then it was hidden inside of a hurricane. We're talking about structures went down. Structures made of cement. Some of these structures went down. Places that you would think they were structurally like strong, some of them disappeared. Light posts, metal light posts were literally bent over. Some even made of cement were broken in half. Posts of wood, well, they're made of wood, so it's easy to break, but they're made of strong wood, but some of them, they were old and they broke, but some of them were new and they broke even anything. We're talking about here, I have a neighbor that he has like an iron gate behind his house, and it was literally in the storm, it was moving like if it was paper. It was wiggling around like paper. And if I were to tell you what happened here in my house with my mom, my dog, my stepdad, here, well, my stepdad left a few weeks before to go to India because of his job sent him there. And I was here alone with my mom and my dog, and we had to go through the storm alone. It was hard. When we saw how everything was looking, that the storm was getting stronger each and every day, it was horrifying. It was horrifying to the least. When it finally came to the day that the storm was going to hit Puerto Rico, we barricaded ourselves in my mom's room. My mom's room is really big, has a bathroom connected to it, so that bathroom was going to be the safest place there is, because it's in the middle of her room. Like, there are four walls. It's completely sealed, they can say that. So we decided to go there. We went with food and a lot of preparations, but in there, and until the power went out and the communications, all the towers, the cell phones went out in just hours. The power went out in just a few hours, and then one by one every radio station there was went out, and it was horrifying because it's like that silence. You don't know what's going on outside, and it is scary when all you can hear is the winds outside of your window. Every moment pushing to say that they just want to come in and tear everything apart. From what it is said, the storm was supposed to stay on top of Puerto Rico more than 28 hours. It stayed on Puerto Rico for 6. But the damages were done. If it were to have stayed for more, Puerto Rico would not be standing right now. When the eye of the storm was literally sitting on top of my house, one of the windows exploded. One of the crystal windows exploded, and because we were inside the room, it was horrifying. Because it suddenly sounded like you were in a movie, and you were like, oh, this isn't real. This isn't happening. And that moment, Mom said that forget about everything. We have to barricade the door. We have to let him pass. We have to keep him here until everything happens. So we took the shelf she has in her room and we used it to barricade the door. And we moved the bed to the same middle just in case. So that if we needed to put more weight on the door, we can put it in. But you can hear the wind pushing on the door and the wind pushing all the crystals all the way through the hallway through the door, and it was horrifying. And you may say that this is just another story to make money or to whatever. No, that is not it. This story is because I don't want other people, because I want to let people know that what really happens here. Right now, when the storm came to an end and we could finally go out and see if our family was alright, at least part of it that we could reach. My grandmother's okay, my great-grandmother's okay. My 3 tias are okay, my primo, my brother, my 2 sisters, my dad. Everyone's okay for now. But when you can't call them and ask them if they're okay, when you have to go through all the debris, everything that's in the way of to get to their house, to get to see if they're okay. It is horrifying. Because you don't have the certainty that they're okay. They're alright. They're alive. Boy. One. When I could finally see my grandmother, my dad, it was like a miracle. It was like I could see heaven. It was like anything that could have ever happened in my life that was good. If you're trying to see why am I telling you the story, is because I want to share with you guys my experience in all of this, because I don't need to do this. I don't need to share this with all of you. But I can't come in here and do these videos like if nothing has happened, like if nothing happened at all. I can't do that, because a lot has happened. When you hear stories of families of losing everything, like my friend, another YouTuber here, she runs the channel Travel List. She lost everything. And when you hear that, it is like you want to help them, but you just don't know how. Because when you're a little kid, you're a teen, you're a young adult, you just don't know how to help. All you can do is just like pray or at least move something. But here in Puerto Rico, you see a lot of people moving around. Even young adults moving, making things great for this island. But I'm trying to do it my own way. I'm trying to do it through here. And I want to thank a lot of people that have put this situation in Puerto Rico to light. Like Philip DeFranco, I thank you so much for putting this out there. I thank so much Joanna Rance, because if it wasn't for her explaining this for some people, it would have never happened. John Oliver, one of HBO's top comedians, thank you so much for putting this out there. The artist Jennifer Lopez, Mark Anthony, Luis Fonsi, Ricky Martin, and so many others. Lin-Manuel Miranda for making that song. And La Primera Dama de Puerto Rico making another song to help Puerto Rico with Unidos por Puerto Rico. And there is not enough words to say how grateful I am for all that you've done. But there are still people that need more help. Because even though I'm okay, I know there's a lot of people in Puerto Rico that still don't have the things they need. There are some people that don't have medicine, don't have power, the things they need. There are some people that are dying because they don't have even oxygen tanks. And it's like, I want to help. I want to move things so that people can go to the places that there aren't. Because there's still a lot of places in the middle of Puerto Rico, the island, the mountain areas, there's still homes that haven't reached. And the ones that have moved everything so that people can reach it are the people of Puerto Rico. It is lies that someone says the government was the first one to respond. No, it wasn't. It wasn't the federal government, or the government from Puerto Rico. The first ones to respond were the people of Puerto Rico. They were the first ones to move. And I've seen so many actions of kindness all around. People moving branches, helping other people out. People moving people to safe places, risking their own lives so they could save other people. And it is not something that I would never wish this situation on anybody, because this is not a good situation. When you fear for your life, when you're scared that if you're gonna eat tomorrow, if you can have a bottle of water, and you can't have a roof over your head. It is very scary. And I'm not trying to scare you all. I'm not. I'm trying to shed some light on the whole situation here. Because really, the only way I can help Puerto Rico is with my talent, with the things that I know how to do. And making videos for YouTube is one of the things that I know. It's one of the things that I know I can do right. That I know that I can put out there and people will see them and people will say like, wow, that's really happening right now and I want to do something about it. And I gotta say, there are many ways that you can help. Not only by giving money or giving anything, but even putting us in prayer. And a lot of people say like, oh my gosh, prayer, that doesn't work. I don't care. Okay? You can believe in whatever you want. But this is a situation where people are dying. And the alcaldesa de San Juan has said it herself. Carmen Yulín. People are dying each and every day. We don't have ways to get rid of the dead people. They've had to bring containers, freezer containers, so we can put the bodies in there until they can examine them and put them away properly. And the numbers keep rising of people that have died. Sickness have come and gone, and things have gone worse each and every day. In some places, things have gone gray and they're going like normal. But a lot of places, it is just total, just wow. If you want to help with the whole situation, you can go to Unidos por Puerto Rico. You can go to Red Cross. You can go to a lot of organizations to help send whatever you want. And this is all I can say right now. To everyone, I give my thanks. And I will forever be grateful for all that have helped us in this dark moment. And remember guys, see you in the next video, and remember, there is always something to freak out about. Bye. Love you all. May God always guide you.